Hey, good morning everyone. Dennis Caye here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Hope you're all doing well today. Today is a Monday. I think it's August 24th. Wow, summer's kind of flying by, isn't it? And hope you all had a good weekend. I know Steph and I did. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about giving up the good to go for the great. And to put it more simply, what are you guys actually willing to give up to make the move to Belize or to start this new chapter in your life? Because you're going to have to give up something, right? I mean, it's just not going to come automatically to you. Some of you guys are looking at giving up the jobs that you have, the jobs that may have been providing you a paycheck for the last, 5, 10, or 15 years. Others of you are looking at selling homes, being willing to move away from family and friends and the food and the culture and the restaurants to completely move to somewhere that some of you have never even visited before, never even been to before, but you say, you know what, it's worth it at this point in my life to give up these things, just venture off into the unknown and to start something new. And so congratulations to all of you guys. This will be a decision that for most of you, for many of you, you're absolutely never going to regret it. But this leads me to my topic about giving up things, because a lot of people are thinking of making the move to Belize. They've been doing their research, and some of you have been doing your research like for 5 or 10 years. I'm like, my goodness, what else is there to research? Like, what else do you need to know before you can make your decision? And so that's one of the reasons I like getting on these Zoom calls with you, because let's say you're asking questions. Now, you should be asking questions in order to lead you to developing a conclusion. So, for example, I got an email over the weekend saying, Dennis, my wife and I are looking at a couple different countries. We're looking at maybe Roatan, Honduras, Belize, and what was the other one in the Caribbean? Oh my goodness. It'll come to me in a bit. Anyways, they're looking at 3 different countries, and they've been researching the 3 different countries. I said, okay, so when we jump on the Zoom call, I want you to get very specific with your questions. Now, the questions you should be asking as I give you the answers, or as you discover the answers or receive the answers, these now should be able to say, okay, this is in the plus column, this is in the minus column, this helps me to gravitate toward this country or that country based on what I'm looking for, my experiences, my goals, short and long term. But no question should you get an answer to, and it's sort of ambiguous or doesn't help you in that process. Let me give you an example. I received a couple emails last week. I had some properties listed for sale, and one person said, I got a question, would they take $5,000 less? And I'm like, okay, if they would take $5,000 less, does that mean that you would purchase the property? Because you're asking me the question, right? So the question is, the property is listed for X, will they take $5,000? Yes. Well, the answer I'm going to give you should be able to help you make a decision, and that decision should be instantaneous. Like, okay, boom, they will take less, I will buy it at this price. Or some of you say, you know what, Dennis, I see you have these lots listed. I like the price, great location. Well, how big are the lots? What's the size? Fair question. All right, so the answer to the question should help you to make a decision, right? Now, why would somebody ask me how big a lot is? Well, they want to envision, okay, if I build a house of this size, how much yard would I have? And they always compare it to what they have now and say, okay, my yard is this big by this big. I'm sitting here. Here's my house. Here's my driveway. And so the answer to the question, how big a lot is, should help you to make a decision as to what you would put on that lot. But here's the thing. There are additional questions that you should be asking, or additional information that you should be telling me. For example, you should say, Dennis, how big is the lot? Because here is what I'm thinking. And I'll give you an example. Over the weekend, I was on a Zoom call with a really nice couple, and they were thinking of putting 2 side-by-side homes on one lot. And they said, will these homes fit in a lot like this? And I sketched it out. So yes, if you do a 30 by 30 foot home, which is 900 square feet, nice little 2-bedroom home, you can fit 2 of these homes in the property, no problem. I said, however, what would be your reason for building the 2 side-by-side homes? They said, oh, easy. We want to live in one and rent the other. Okay, perfect. How about this? Would you consider going with a triplex? And what I mean by that is, would you consider going with a a two-story home where on the ground floor you have 2 one-bedrooms for rent, and those one bedrooms are 450 square feet each, which is 900 square feet. And then on the second floor, you build your own personal 900 square foot home with wraparound decks so you can see everything and get the breezes, get the views. And now, instead of sort of crowding the footprint of the property, going with 2 30 by 30 homes, single story, you went with one double story complex, and now you have a triplex to rent. So you could rent out all 3 units, you could rent out just one if somebody's looking for a small 1 bedroom, you can rent out just the bottom, just the top. That really opens up. So in asking the question, how big is the lot, always include the information, because Dennis, here is what I'm thinking of doing. That way, it allows me to get back to you some information that will help you make a decision. Does that make sense? All right, very good. So, what I want to help you guys do as you take care of my coffee, and I appreciate that, by the way, the link's below, is when we jump on these Zoom calls, I want to help you make a decision. Now, whether or not that decision is to move to Belize or invest in Belize or whatever, that's completely on you. And I really don't have a dog in that fight. I honestly only want you to make a good decision for you and your family and your loved ones, because this is your life. And you got to make decisions based on what your short and long-term goals are. I can't do that for you. But what I do want to help you do is, at the end of these hour and a half conversations, I want you to walk away saying, wow, that conversation helped me to make a decision. I now see that, Belize is not for me. Or Belize is for me, but I've identified this area that's going to work the best based on me and my personality. So that's what I'm hoping to do, guys. So if you want to take advantage of that, again, the link's below. I do this with all of my first-time consultations, and I think it's very effective. It's very helpful for both you and me. Really speeds up the process. For instance, we can email back and forth, and email is so impersonal, and it's really a poor way to communicate information. If you can just jump on one of these Zoom calls with me, and we can have a nice chat, and I can show you things on my screen like, hey, have you ever considered this area, and here's why, or have you ever thought about doing this? Here's a couple examples of doing that. Then it really speeds up this whole process. I think you guys will find it very helpful for those of you who haven't been able to take advantage of that yet. So let me know if you'd like to do that. And again, hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. Yeah, let's get it done, man. Let's get it done. Have a great week. Looking forward to talking to you, and hope to be able to make your dreams of living and investing in Belize a reality.